Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome to another video. And today was a great day today, at least to me. So I know a lot of you guys are probably panicking. You probably have all sorts of different emotions happening today because of how rough today was in the stock market. But believe me when I say today was a great day, and we are going to get right into it. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So the stock market, first it started off leprechaun green. Literally, it was super green very early when the market first opened. And then what happened was Biden started speaking, and then the market went down. And it was a regular down day. It's like, okay. But then things got really, really ugly right after good old Jerome Powell. Fed Chair Jerome Powell said it's absolutely essential to restore price stability, and he suggested a 50 basis point rate hike is on the table. The market is interpreting that as it's going to happen. And so everything sold off. And it wasn't just tech stocks. For once in our lives, the market didn't just pick on tech stocks. Everything sold off. Everything. Now, let me say something very important. I first started investing in stocks in 2017. I was in college. I believe I was 23 years old when I first started trading, 23, 24, something like that when I very first started, right? When I first started in the market, I don't know if it was that year or the year after. I think it might have been that year. I remember when the Fed raised interest rates, and this was back when I knew nothing about finance, knew nothing about stocks. I was a newbie. I had read Yahoo Finance and CNBC. I paid attention and stuff, but I didn't know much. And exactly what you're seeing today, multiply that by like 10. And that's how freaking 2017, 2018 was. I can't remember what day that was. I'm sorry, guys. That was so long ago. I can't even look it up. But you guys know. It was either 2017 or 2018 when the Fed raised rates. And the market reacted the same way. So this really isn't that surprising to me, right? So what you saw today, not only was the 10-year treasury yield up pretty decently, but the volatility index, the VIX, was up about 12% today. I actually like days like this, right? I like it when the VIX goes up huge. I like it when stocks sell off huge because it becomes a great buying opportunity. So I'm going to tell you guys what I actually did. I actually went into I was so happy to buy stocks today. I actually went to my bank account. I said, screw this, I'm buying. And I transferred money from my bank account to my other bank account, and from that bank account to my brokerage platform so I could buy some of these great discounts. So Google went under 2,500. I can tell you guys right now, I bought it. Don't care what anybody says. I bought it. Google actually went lower than the levels that it went in March and February when the market had those lows. Google broke that trend, which was just such a buying opportunity for me. I don't understand why Google is getting picked on so much. Google is actually at a pretty fair valuation. Like, in my opinion, I think Google's at a fair price. I think Google's at a great price to buy. So, when the market went down huge, I panic bought Google. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I panic bought it. I panic. I'm like, holy freaking moly. Under 2,500, I lost my mind. So there's that. So there's a lot that's going bad right now. There really is. Earnings season was mixed. I still am sticking to my thesis that next week is going to be good. I think earnings for Apple and Microsoft are going to be good. I think big tech earnings overall are going to be good. Who knows what's going to happen with Facebook? Who knows? But that's what I overall think. If you guys want my honest opinion, I would be very careful with being too bearish when we get to these key levels. And let me show you guys what I'm talking about. It's like when everything falls to the max, that's when everybody decides to get bearish. But it's weird because the time to get bearish was actually, maybe like a week or two ago. I'm going to tell you guys exactly what I mean, right? So we look at the QQQ, right? I'm going to put my phone on screen record too. If we look at the QQQ, let me put the 3-month on. If we look back April 4th and March 29th when the QQQ was at 371, that was the time where it made sense to get bearish because stocks were rallying again, and we had a nice, decent little rally at the beginning of April and at the end of March. So it made sense to be a little bearish then, but I never understand human psychology. When stocks are bullish, nobody's bearish. But then when things are already bearish, people pile on and get bearish when that's actually the time to buy. It's like everything is in reverse. Like when stocks are at their all-time high, everybody FOMOs and tries to buy at the all-time high, and nobody's bearish, everybody's bullish. But when stocks are bearish and you should be bullish, everybody's bearish. And instead of buying stocks, they're doom and glooming and making all these videos saying, oh, things are going to get worse, I'm holding cash. Like, no, this is the freaking time to buy. I panic bought the heck out of everything today, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to you. I put in money in the market I probably wasn't even supposed to put in, but I don't care. I dipped into that emergency fund. I don't even care. I said, look, whatever I got to do. And that's what I did. I saw Google on the 2500. I screamed. I was like, oh, thank you, Lord, please. So anyway, the QQQ is at 334. This is not the time to be bearish. The QQQ didn't even break that level. This is a key level that the QQQ has been sitting at for a pretty long time now. So I just don't understand why people would get bearish here. This is the wrong time to get bearish. The time to get bearish was back over here when we were at 369, when we were at 371. That was the time to maybe short the market or do your puts, whatever you got to do. But when the market gets down here at these buying levels, and the fact that the QQQ hasn't even broken that level, I don't understand why you would get bearish. So that's just my opinion. I'm not bearish. I'm bullish. I'm still optimistic on the stock market, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why I think that the stock market is going to go a lot higher, okay? We know that demand to spend money has gone up. Even though inflation has gone up, the demand for people to spend money has not gone away. Go look at plane tickets, vacations, hotels, travel, Disneyland. Sold out. People are booking them. You know, there's still a demand for that. And earnings season has been mixed. But like I said, I think the next week, I think things are going to be okay. I really do. And what I do like, too, is you are literally seeing peak fear, right? You're still seeing bad news. You still got the Russia-Ukraine thing going on, right? You've still got inflation, right? And you also have Powell suggesting that they are going to do a 50 basis point rate hike. What else is there? Like, this is peak fear. This is the time to buy. What else is going to happen? Now, to all the crazy people who are, you know, all the Michael Burry Jr.'s out there like, oh, you haven't seen nothing yet, everything's going to drop. You know, all you guys acting like Robert Kiyosaki, the biggest stock market crash in history is coming. You guys blow up my comments with this crazy bear talk. And it's like, it's fine. If you want to be a bear, you could be a bear, but I'm not a bear. I've done the research and I am bullish going forward. I think days like this have always been an opportunity. Let me give you another example, right? March 14th, the market was ugly. Nobody wanted to buy on March 14th. Nobody. Everybody, March 14th, I bet you if you go look on YouTube, you're going to see all these bearish videos and, oh my God, the world's going to end and we're all going to die and the dinosaurs are going to come back and the media is going to strike. Nobody ever wants to buy when stuff goes low. And now you're getting that opportunity again. You're getting some crazy April lows. You had a huge drop in the market again. Why are you not buying? This was the time to buy. I panic bought. I ain't going to lie to you. And the key is, let me tell you guys the key. The key is I panic bought good stuff that's actually going to freaking survive. I didn't buy freaking crap. So let's go to my crap stock watch list. You know, Planet 13 in the gutter, Voyager Digital, garbage, Honest Company, garbage, Tattooed Chef, garbage. I think this is where people get tricked. They think, oh, all the growth stocks have fallen 30, 40, 50, 70%. This is the time to buy. But what they're not counting for is the fact that a lot of those companies are garbage, crappy, horrible companies. They just are. So it doesn't matter if a trash company has dropped 50 to 70%. If it's a trash company, it's a trash company. There's nothing that can't stop it from going to zero or dropping more. And let me say this last thing because this is extremely important. When I say long term, I really mean long term. Like, I'm not saying I necessarily expect to make a crap ton of money this year. Long term means long term. So a lot of people make this mistake of buying a stock and then it goes down to short term. Short term meaning a few weeks or a month. And people start to get mad and go, oh my God, the stock market's rigged. It's unfair. I'm losing money. You're really not, you know, like you can't listen in this market environment where there's all this FUD, all these bad things going on. I mean, seriously, there's a lot of FUD going around. And I can even say it's FUD. There's just a lot of bad stuff happening in the financial world right now. Inflation, interest rates rising, talk of a recession, war in Russia and Ukraine. You know, there's a lot happening. Okay. So in this kind of financial environment, for you to buy a stock short term and expect it to go up in a few days is an absolute fantasy. It's not realistic. Here's how you should think. This is what good investors think, right? Not the retail investors, not who they call dumb money. This is what smart money does. Smart money says, Russia and Ukraine will eventually end. The Fed is not going to raise interest rates forever. Inflation is going to eventually come down. Will America be more prosperous, better, more innovative, and just a greater nation in the next 5, 10, 20 years than it is today? Yes. Okay, I'm just going to buy stocks today for long term. That's the way you should think. Once you put all of that into perspective and you change your mindset from a short term perspective, oh my God, the stock's down every week. Oh my God. Instead of doing that, once you change it to a long term perspective, then you start to realize what a beautiful buying opportunity you have before you. And that is why I was happy today. A lot of people were sad. A lot of people were panicking. It's okay to feel bad to see your portfolio down, which is why I recommend don't look at your portfolio on days like this. Believe it or not, I did not look at my portfolio except for when I had to, because I was buying stocks. You know, when I bought Google and other stuff, which index funds, I bought index fund. When index funds drop like this, I buy. But anyway, that's the perspective you guys need to start thinking. Fed's not going to raise interest rates forever. Inflation will eventually come down. Fed is going to get that under control. The war in Ukraine and Russia is going to eventually end. All these negative catalysts, all these horrible things are going to eventually end. And when they eventually end, what do you think the stock market is going to do? Is it going to go down or is it going to go up? Now, to all the bears who want to predict macroeconomics and come in my comments and say, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Everything's going to drop. Everything's going to drop 50%. The market's going to crash. Everybody's going to die. I'm holding cash like an old grandpa under my mattress. To all of you people who are telling me that, a few years from now, after I've bought all these great stocks at great prices, like Microsoft at 270s, Apple in the 150s, Nvidia in the 200s, the low 200s, index funds, and Google, I don't want to hear a word, okay? Because you could be a bear if you want. I mean, I really don't care. I don't think it makes sense, though. I do not think it makes sense to be a bear when the market is literally at the peak fear it can be at. Like, what's worse than what's happening right now? Like, how much bad can it get? What, are aliens going to invade next? Like, come on, people. This is the time to buy. No, seriously, this really is. So, like I said, don't think short term. Seriously, do not think short term. Think long term. Just think about the people who bought the dip. Just think about the people who first started buying in the stock market in January and look at where the market went in April. Now the market's down now. But like I said, the market flips on a dime. And trust me when I say sometime during this year, the market will flip on a dime to the upside, more than likely when we start to get more positive sentiment. And that is what I believe. And that is why I'm going to continue to keep buying stocks at cheap prices on downturns like this. And I hope we get more of them, because guess what? In 2 weeks, I get paid. And in 2 weeks after that, I get paid again. And then I got some side money coming on from other things that I like to do to make money. And guess what? I'm going to use that money to buy stocks at a great price. And so there you guys have it. Hope you guys got a lot out of this video. That'll go ahead and conclude today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.